motion, because it always had been a mystery. Something happened. Got it.
Yeah, so I just put us into record. So
I was just saying
you have to click the, sorry.
click, I got it. No, leaving meeting. No, got it.
No. Continue.
Got it.
Continue. Or got it. Yeah.
I got it. I mean, I think that we get into the nooks and crannies of nooks and crannies.
Crannies.
Nanny group.
Cranny.
Man.
Can you say it again in phonetics? How do you say it?
Cranny.
Cranny. Nooks and cranny. Yeah. To the nooks and cranny of all the details of unity in motion, because it has been a mystery, I mean, in some ways. So all the details are coming together. And every time that the details come together, of course, it's the details are the explanation of that which we know in some cases that we already experience. But when the explanation comes in and the mind sees it and understands it, it becomes permanent because it doesn't come and go anymore, and it becomes part of the integration. So I really like it. It's wonderful. So anyway, let me see. Any questions before we start about what we did last 3 weeks ago? My God, it seemed like 1,000 years ago that we done it. I don't know, anything. Did you understand everything that I said in the letter? Do you already know everything? All those details are things.
Yeah, we all know everything.
It's wonderful to know everything. I love it. I really love it. Because if you know everything, then it's wonderful, because then whenever we're talking about it, it goes simultaneous into your mind, and we continue to whatever continue without your mind thinking, wait a minute, let's see, what are you thinking? What are you saying? And we can have more unification of the fabric of the mind. The mind has a fabric, which is it's actually the fabric of the mind is the fountain of life, because it's the same, it's all the same. Just as the energy is the fabric of life, and just as the body is the physical formation of the fabric of life. So it's all the same. But it's lovely to see it and understand it in all those three forms, because then the integration becomes clear. Yeah. So that's what the knowledge of eternal time means, is that you get to understand everything in its totality. Understand, and the totality means that you understand, feels, and experience. And when you understand, feel, and experience something, then it disappears inside of you, and you become the very thing that you know. And then the knowledge, even the knowing may disappear, because you are that thing. We are that thing. Yeah, that's the integration. That's what the balance, when we say balance, is about, and so forth. Let me see, anything that I need to, that's it, no questions? How fantastic, darling, you're up here, how wonderful. You look great in purple. I think it was you that text me, but I think it was now, I'm sure it was Isabel that text me. Let me see, what else are we doing? No questions, right? About the practice that last few weeks ago, nothing that you remember that we went through it, another form of understanding. It's horizon to opening. It's like a crescent moon, a little bit of crescent moon before it goes into heaven. Yeah, it's very, wonderful. Let me see, what else am I doing? What else I was saying? I wanted to tell you something about it. Today, I would like to work a little bit on the free releases and all the things that we have done. Wonderful, much better connected. I can tell that the match connections of your arms have changed me. Wonderful right now. Elaine, the connections of your arms have changed. The port de bras has become integrated inside of you, which is beautiful. Yeah, port de bras is a term in ballet. When we port de bras, you understand. All those things already. Let me see. I wonder if I can show you this a little bit right here. I want to show maybe a little go a little bit back, but I don't know if I need to, because you understand what that is, right? I put it in the horizontal plane. Mm-hmm. This is what I wanted to talk to you about it today. This is the center of the solar plexus right here. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'll go just a little bit back so you can.
Yeah, go a little back.
More back, just for you to see what I wanted to show you. Wonderful. right there. I think that maybe this will be okay. Are we okay? No, still not good.
No, it's good. It's
But that's all
good.
right. It's okay.
It's good.
So anyway, so then this is the center of the solar plexus, yeah? And the center of the solar plexus is the center of the fountain of life, because we are the fountain of life. And the center of the solar plexus is totally energetic. It's actually the electrical impulse from which we experience life itself. Even though the brain and the heart and everything functions inside of it, when the moment that we think about that we are living is the moment that the electrical impulse, the beep, beep, beep begin to stop. And when it stops, it really is stopping the nervous system, which is the connection of the brain into the nervous system. And it's reflected in the solar plexus, which is the center of life. Now, the only complexity that we have in the solar plexus is that it's very difficult to feel it because we are it. But we can really feel is actually the horizontal planes, these three horizontal planes, which is the center of the head, as it is balanced on top of the vertical. Hi, Canela. The center of the head as it balanced on top of the atlas. The center of the shoulders as it balanced the shoulder girdle right here. The shoulder girdle is not here, of course, but it's right here at the center of the chest, right here, the center of the chest, and then the center of the pelvis. So those are the three horizontal planes that we can sense a little bit more because they are structural centers. At the same time, they are centers of energetic expression of unity within the body. So because the center of the head and the crown are expressions of unity, of energetic unity. The arms and the shoulder girdle and the solar plexus right here are expressions right here at the center of the heart, right there and right there. And then the physiological center, the pelvis is centralized at the center of the pelvis, and then we have the pelvic floor. So those are the 7 centers. So you have this graphic. So I would like you to spend time sometime to observe this graphic, because I would like to observe. It'll take a while. Remember when I was saying to you that when you look to a mandala or you look to geometry, you have to settle the mind for a while observing it before the mind it begins to show you what it is that you see. Because in the beginning, you may see just the surface, but then you'll begin to see the mind tell you, oh, if it is 3-dimensional, that's what you see, and so forth. So in this graphic, the most important thing that you would like to understand is that if you were to extend the spine to 0 point balance, the center of the spine will be right here, right? Will be like the center of the solar plexus. And it's kind of strange because when you look at it,
that's me, sorry.
No, it's okay. And the center of the solar plexus right here. And you will notice when you look to the graphic, that it's a little bit strange because the center of the spine, if you see it from the coccyx to right here to the top of the head, and if you look at it from just the perspective of what will be the center of the length, you will think that it will be right here, you know, like the closer to the center of the heart, or maybe the closer of the heart. But the reality is that it is in the center of the solar plexus. It is because the entire formation of the vertebrae having different angles of extension inside of the form demands that in the moment of union of the spine as a formation and that vertical extension is not in here higher, but it's really actually at the solar plexus, because then the lower curve, the thoracic curve, and the cervical curve can really actually extend inside of their formation. And in order to extend inside of the formation means that it doesn't really do anything to the vertebrae that begins to create compression. Yeah, let me see if I have another graphic that I tell you a little bit. You can see it. You can see it in this graphic. You have it as well. So I want you, now that you're getting closer, you can get to those graphics and you can see why the spine and here and the solar plexus is centralized. And when there's compression or there's opposition, it's an innocent rearrangement of the curves of the spine that then doesn't allow necessarily for the vertical extension. Another form of saying the vertical extension begins to innocently stopping signs from the vertical that are centralized in different areas of the skeleton. So the hip, the shoulders, the neck, they go to a different angles that then are sensed inside of the spine. And the places in which the spine is, the places are sensed becomes predominant in our sensation. So sometimes when we think the body, it's really the sensation of pressure that we experience by the feel of gravity and by the way we relate to space. Yeah. So I say it one more time. Sometimes the sensation, any sense of uncomfortability that we feel physically or pain, or when we feel like we are not really connected, is because the field of gravity is actualizing us in a specific placements within the skeleton. And sometimes we don't know that we're doing it, so we don't have any possibility to release that place. So the field of gravity can match us then and lift us instead of innocently concretize our sensation only in relation to the physical body, to the floor, not only predominantly toward the ground. Yeah. So I want you to spend time observing this. Just sit in a chair and just look at it in the graphic and say, why is it that the vertical, it is naturally when all the curves are together? And then if you have this graphic, look at it again. And I said, oh, if I collapse in it a little bit and the angle changes, then the thoracic vertebra, the placement in the neck, the placement in the hip becomes the points of reference in which my mind senses the body. It's a point of reference in which my mind senses the body. But if I begin to understand how to liberate that, then the liberation that I'm bringing about is the mind understanding the spatial relationship that it gets created as a result of connecting to the sphere of life and the relationship to gravity. Gravity is a physical phenomenon that is constantly embracing us. So, but it doesn't have any story. Graphic is completely benign. It's only that if we don't know how to use it, then it constantly actualizes us in relation to the way we sense ourselves. So when we change the sensation of ourselves by realigning the directions, then gravity disappears inside of the whole of the body, and you are in the center of a space, and you feel great. Yeah. So the most important thing to understand it is that if you begin to really understand how to release the places that the pressure begins to be created, you would always be fine, because eventually the mind understands it. It's like a computer. When you begin to realign it through the movements and connect it, the mind always will look for a place of no pain, because the mind loves the absence of pain, because the mind is in its neutrality or in its expansion, it's actually ecstasy. It doesn't have any sensation superimposed upon the body. The body loves to be comfortable, period. Yeah, wonderful. So I want you to spend time. And today, I want to clarify a little bit these connections right here. This connection that is solar plexus are three connections that we have: self, central heart, and the delicate heart. Those are the places that will relate to the center, which is the center of self. Yeah, just as the center of expansion is sun, expansion, and moving heart. And then the throat is horizon, moon, and suspended diamond. And the head right here, the first trinity, is heaven, central crown, heaven, and infinity, and so on. You know those three, all the related, yeah? So it's good to the mind go through that, because every time that your mind thinks about those things, your mind is searching to understand, to decipher within itself a symbol that corresponds to your true experience. The mind is always searching to help you. But in order to help you, You have to inform it and ask it what it is that you want you to tell you. The mind will not do it by itself because you are the mind itself. You know, we are the mind, we are the feeling, we are the body in that sense. So if you inquire and you begin to develop the symbol, then once your mind begin to understand the feeling and experience pleasure, which means that experience that is released, it says, it clicks and it says, okay, this is it, and immediately create another symbol for the mind, and that's it. And then when it becomes stable, it will be forever. But if the symbol is not clear yet, you will have it for an hour, a day or so, and then the mind will go a little bit back. But you reinforce it until eventually the mind will always know how to bring you into a place in which pain disappears, because the mind automatically arranges itself inside of the field of gravity in order to be able to give you a possibility of expansion. Yeah, gravity and expansion and the center movement are one. So that's what's happening. Yeah, beautiful. And do you understand a little bit what I'm saying? Are you clear about that? Are you wonderful? Yeah, darling. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're muted, Bev.
There we go. I do have a question.
Yes.
There is say a position that you go into and
It is a connection.
a connection.
Yeah.
And it feels very good. And you can
Wonderful.
keep your arms there for a long time. And it feels good because you just feel connected and it's wonderful. But my fear, because I remember you saying you'll crystallize,
Yes.
or you'll become, if you stay there too long. And yet, so I don't know what is better. Like there's sometimes that it just feels so good to feel connected and you're stretched out. And yet I think in the back of my head, uh-oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
It's a
Will I
wonderful question.
crystallize?
Yeah. Did anybody have an answer to this? That question a little bit that can help on? Okay. So the reason there are just about every single connection of the 19 connections of unity and motion are passing through. You remember what passing through means? Passing through means that all the relationship of the skeleton through the joints are interconnected, creating the line of the center of the heart, or in any connection, you're really actually describing the whole matrix and you're passing through the movement. So you are not holding the motion, you are interconnecting the inside and the outside from that connection. Just as in infinity, for example, in the infinity, you are connecting through, and you are connecting through the solar plexus, but you are connecting also through the shoulders, and you are connected through the legs, and you are connected through the transversal, you are connected through the entire matrix. When you are connected to the entire matrix, you can be there whatever time you want to. The only thing is that when you come back, you may not be completely in the flow, because the flow is the continuity of the frame, but you can match it. If you change the center of gravity, you will be able to find the flow when you return. So there are certain connections that we said that moving connections that you cannot stop. And the moving connections is got hard, because if you stop and got hard, it feels good, but you cannot really connect to the diamond from there. You'll have to start the diamond by grabbing the skeleton. So it is a connection that is passing through, but you cannot stop. Suspended balance in the inflowing wave, you cannot stop there. You have to continue. And suspended diamond, it is a connection, but we can pass through. But it's a little bit complex, because if you are not sure yet passing through, you're holding it there. And then you hold it there, the shoulder joint will become inside of the socket. So it will be difficult to sense that you're moving through the center of the shoulder joint. You would just think that you're bringing your arm down instead of bringing through the shoulder joint. So there are certain connections that they are moving connections, but just about all of them, the 19, you can spend, especially 0 point, you can be as long as you want to. Yeah, as long as you understand that when you move, let's say if you are in infinity, right? And then you're spending time, the only thing you have to remember that the only way you can move from infinity is through gravitational expansion. So you have to move the head and the center of gravity to be able to start descending. Because if you're just descending only with your arms, you are going to close the back of the shoulder girdle and your neck, and then it's okay. You may not even know that you're doing that, but you will not be able to feel the flow as a continuity. So remember that from infinity, you have to move from the top of the head. That's the reason that when we go to infinity, in the next frame is also the upper connection that allows you to move through the center, exactly, yeah? Just as much that when you get to expansion, navigation is the only possibility that you have of be able to allow the center to moving from vertical to the inner arc very gently to come back through. Because if you don't do navigation, if you keep moving down, then what happens that the moving directly down without navigation from expansion, then what happens is that the free centers above cannot change in relation to gravity to assist them to continue being inside of the field. Yeah. And as we move inside of the field, the crown is always the pelvic floor, the head is always the pelvis, the throat is always the solar plexus, and the heart is the center of the movement. So there is a way that you learn to go continuously from the vertical to the outer arc, from the outer arc to the vertical, and from the vertical to the lower, to the inner arc, which is expansion. So you're always moving the center of gravity. We used to call it the mohawk. Remember in the practice, the mohawk, we haven't used that term for a long time, but it's also the mohawk is a word that we use to describe gravitational expansion. In the moment we move in the center of gravity, in gravitational expansion, the free spheres are already connected. Gravity, expansion, and the center movement are one. It's 3 dimensions. So when we learn to change the center of gravity, we are allowing the expansion to be activated by our change, and then the field becomes the continuity, our inner sensation. The field becomes the continuity, our inner sensation. If we don't know that we're doing that, sometimes we leave one place. If the mind stays in one place and the body keep moving, it's okay. But then what happens? You're outside of the field innocently because the mind became stationary instead of being the moving connection that assists you to go to wherever you're going. Yeah, because the mind, the energy, and the physiology is always integrated. Yeah, so it's important. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any questions about this one?
Adrian has a question. She has a hand.
Oh, absolutely, darling. Please go ahead, Adrian.
Cristian, what is the number of the vertebrae that is at the center of the solar plexus that was in the red on the diagram?
Oh, you saw it. That's fantastic. That was a great. You get 10 plus. Absolutely. In the sense that you have seen what it is that I'm saying.
Move it over a little bit. Move it over a little bit. There you go. Yeah. Good.
I didn't understand what you're saying today, hardly at all, but I did want to know the number of the vertebrae.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay, darling. You can hear it again. And you can ask Mary Pat to give you a special session to assist you to understand all those details. So she can really, I'll ask Mary Pat to do a special session with the students to only talk about the graphics and what are defining. Because once the people begin to understand the formation of your body, then it makes it much simple. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, what we're talking about, the 10th thoracic vertebra. The 10th thoracic vertebra, it is the most difficult place because the 10th thoracic vertebra is an avenue to take us up to the top of the head. It's inside of the spine. It's an avenue, and it's called the delicate heart. The delicate heart actually for us is right here where my finger is. But because you see, it goes this way. From here, we'll go actually you can see it from here. From this, it goes into the delicate heart as it goes through the center, and then it takes us up through it. But the delicate heart is our natural engagement with this curve of the spine as it goes through the crown. The problem is, if there is such a thing, is that it's not that all of a sudden you're going to curve the spine to sense that. It's just that the natural energy of right and left in your arms assists the vertebra to start moving through you as you're going up. And the vertebrae move inside of the formation, yeah, like an accordion, not by pressing back, but connecting through themselves like a spiral taking you up to the crown. Yeah, so the reflex, the image that I would like to have of the spine for you is that the spine is like a slinky, you know? And when the slinky becomes just defining its natural extension, which will be 0 point, the whole slinky is in the center of the space. And then if the sling continue open and all the curves open all the way up, they will go either to heaven, to infinity, or central crown, which means that you are extending inside of the entire formation of the spine. Exactly. So the whole thing come back. And then from expansion, which is the horizontal plane, the slinky goes very gently in, folds a little bit inside of itself without necessarily contracting inside of the form, but the folding allows you to descend into the foundation, which is the right and the left and the legs and pelvic floor, which is whole nature, infinite regeneration and foundation, the physical connection to the planet. So what happens is when you are in the inner arc, the physical connection to the planet doesn't mean that you're pressing down upon the planet. It means that you are connected, and then that connection remain as you go all the way through all the planes. But just so you are just as connected as the planet in the chair or standing, when you are in heaven, when you are in infinity, when you are all the upper planes are always connected. And when you're descending, you are entering the inner arc, but the equality of the whole field assists you to go to foundation without collapsing into foundation and disconnecting the mind from the field. So the mind doesn't become, okay, I'm here now, and then I have to let it go and go. The mind begins to be continuously in the same field. Yeah, beautiful. Are you okay? So then that would be the 10th thoracic vertebra. It's the place in yourself that is it's called the infinity's gate. Remember, it's the point in which the delicate heart connects right here. That's the point. The delicate heart begins to go to the first vertebra connecting, and then from then it begins the path of infinity's gate that is going to take you to infinity. Exactly. And that path is what let's practice for a while and let's do it together if it's possible. Yeah, to do that, the path of infinity. Okay, let me see one more. Okay, remember that without thinking too much about it, I acknowledge that going, and every time that you go to the infinity's gate, you are allowing the diagonals to be able to become completely connected as they are connected in the right and the left. So when you are in infinity, you are connecting the diagonals as well. Yeah, the diagonal means that in the third finger of my hand in infinity, I have the second toe of my leg inside of myself. And the second and the third finger in my hand in infinity, inside of me, I have the second toe of my feet, of the opposite feet. So that because of the diagonal connections. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, okay, shall we do it together for a little bit? Beautiful. Let me see. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Just wonderful. Yeah, let me see where you are in it. Yeah, wonderful. Very good. Very good. Continue with it then. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. You're good. I think that it is good. It's only that there is a moment when you get to infinity, you got to remember that the first reflect is the head. Because if you keep moving down without changing the head, you are going to be a little bit outside of the field. So that's where you have to become clear about it. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Let me see. Then also, beautiful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, fantastic. Let's do it for a while, but let me just tell you one more thing, okay, before we go practicing it. Yeah, okay, so then we're going to clarify the infinity's gate. We're going to clarify infinity, and we're going to clarify the changing of the crown. in order to allow us to bring us to expansion. That's what we clarify. But also what I want you to clarify, I know you can do it, is that when you get to the delicate heart, the angle of the arm, you know that it's changing, right? That it's changing the angle. Because sometimes what happened, I think that you're just lifting the arms with you. You are not moving, lifting the arm, you're changing the angle. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to move the chair back a little bit and I'm going to show you what it is that I mean, okay? So you can understand. Beautiful, beautiful, fantastic. It's perfect. I'm going to change just a little bit and then we'll do it together. But I want you to see this, what I mean by the changing of the angle. You are in foundation and you're connecting, and that's the delicate heart, right? The delicate heart. And now from here, you see I'm changing the angle from there. I'm changing the angle, and then from that becomes the beginning of the unfolding into infinity. Exactly. And then the head changes and allows you to come to expansion, and then navigation will take me back into a crown, ready to go again. Beautiful. So I'm going to change the chair a little bit more so you can see me more, and then we'll do it. Let's do 3 or 4 times, practice that motion. Okay, better. Yeah. And then when you get comfortable, I want you to feel that when you change the angle, it's not that you're going to change the angle going down in the elbow, that you're going to be connected through the arms as you create the movement, connected. Because it will be a tendency that when you change the angle, you want to go down with your elbows, but I don't want you to. Beautiful, Canela. That's fantastic. Beautiful, Carolina. Yeah. Infinity. And now changing the head. The first thing, exactly. Almost there. The head have to be the first thing that it changes in it. Okay, I'm moving the chair and they will do it. Yeah. Beautiful. Lois, beautiful. Where are you, Lois? Lois, you're on my screen in the back, right? Yeah. Lois, it's good. Continue. And now open the mandala right there. Expansion. And now. Okay. I think that you're perfect. Lois, you're perfect when you get to expansion. But what happens when you're going down, that you start going forward with your arms instead of right in the center of your rib cage, bringing you into crowns, into central crown before into mandala crown. This was to come back. Right now, you're good until expansion. But then what happened when you start descending, you start going forward with the arms. No, allow the center of gravity to be the one, change the center that is going to bring you forward. Exactly, because you are changing the center, is that the arms seemingly go forward, but it's not because your arm go forward. It's that the change is complete in it. So I'm moving the chair, let's practice together, okay? Just beautiful, you go one more time, beautiful, right there, yes, fantastic. And now, expansion, beautiful. And now, mandala crown, right there, wonderful, fantastic. Okay, I'm moving back, beautiful. Let's do it. Am I too far away?
Nope.
You don't see my legs, but it's okay. It's one. Lovely. So we go in 0 point for an instant. 0 point, just for an instant, just like, yeah, if I need to shake a little bit, because, when I'm looking at one direction, I'm crystallizing myself a little bit. So it's good to come back to the set of, at least for myself. So I'm not looking just only to you in the front. I'm seeing you. Okay. So we're going to go inflow wave from foundation. You're going to ascend through the centers, connect to infinity's gate, get to infinity, moving down. And let's do that a few times, 4 times. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 1, 2, 3, again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 4. I'm going to very gently go forward very softly and bringing myself very gently to put my elbows and my knees for a little bit, just gently, informal. So the lower back and your feet are clear. And then when you feel comfortable, I'm going to bring the energy from my fingers and I'm going to bring myself up back into foundation. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then very gently, I'm going to spend a second into 0 point. We're going to do it again together now. Okay, now I want to show you something. When you get to mandala crown, right? The last frame of mandala crown, it's important. When I get to mandala crown, there is a path that is called encircling earth, encircling earth, and encircling earth. And what happens that in the moment, Maripate, you start coming toward you are in mandala crown and you start encircling earth, the elbows, it's almost like they go 1 millimeter up the elbow. So the elbows become circular inside of the sphere to bring you into the inflowing wave. So then from the sphere of earth, when you arrive in, excuse me, in mandala crown, encircling earth, inflowing wave, suspended balance, foundation. Yeah, let me see, let me spend a moment. So, because what happened right now, there is a tendency when you get to mandala crown, you want to bring your arms forward or forward to start the inflowing wave. And I want you to know what's the difference between encircling the earth, inflowing wave. So you got to arrive to the earth in order to the encircling wave, taking you back inside of you. Yes, so it's a detail, but it makes all the difference because it allows you to be in the center of your heart. So let's do the motion 3 times again. And every time that you get to mandala crown, remember that you're going to do encircling earth before you get to earth. Yeah, right there, exactly. And then beautiful, let me see, that's it. So then from there, encircling earth, right there, wonderful, beautiful, wonderful. Let me see, encircling earth, yes, wonderful. You're good, you're clear, beautiful. Now, when you get to encircling earth and you start encircling earth and you start the inflowing wave, the wave is coming in, the wave is going to come inside of you. It's going to come inside of you to taking you into suspended balance. So it's not that the arm is going to move into the direction of suspended balance. It's that the wave is going to inside of your arm to bring you to suspended balance in order to get to the ascending, in order to take you to ground. Yeah. So yes, let's do it again 3 times the motion, and let's complete each time in crown. We do the whole motion from foundation, encircling the earth, foundation, complete and crown, and then let's do it again from there, from crown, when you go and we do the whole motion. So it's a little bit more clean. We can do it as a continuity the way we do it, but if we completed the crown, it's good because you said, okay, here I am in crown, encircling earth, inflowing wave, foundation, ascending through sentence. Okay, let's do it. The first one is going to start in 0 point. So it's gathering the wave, yeah, because I start at 0 point. And then the other ones, it will be completed always in crown. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And now I'm going 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Encircling earth, inflowing wave, 2, 3 and 4. Outflowing wave, 2, 3, 4. Encircling the earth, inflowing wave, suspended balance, going to foundation, ascending through center, infinity's gate, going into 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Encircling earth, inflowing wave, sustain balance, 3 and 4, unflowing wave, 2, 3, and 4. Gathering wave, 2. We're going into foundation again to go ascend the last time through center. Delicate heart, connected to it. Beautiful. 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4 away. 3 and sorry, the 20 and out of the 4. Coming to 0.3 and 4. 1. Let me see. Beverly, when you get to the delicate heart and when you enter infinity's gate, right? When you enter infinity's gate and you're going to open the arm now, this arm is going to go to, it's going to create a whole circle that is going to take you to infinity. Remember that the connection of your arms is always inside of the whole arm, bringing you out. So it's not that the arm is just going to open into this direction. It's that the connection will always continue to get you to infinity before you start descending to go to expansion. Yeah, exactly. Yes, beautiful, wonderful. Let me see where you are. Beautiful, better, better, better. There is a moment, wonderful, wonderful. There is a moment, Beverly, that when you go to ascending, it's almost like you're thinking that I'm going to open, like I'm going to open in this plane my arms, and I am. But also the opening of that plane engage the free centers above as well. So as I open the plane, I'm extending the free centers above. So when I'm in infinity, I am not seated in infinity. I am really passing through the crown. So the free centers above become engaged, exactly, engage, 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 there, exactly, and then descending. So the engagement is going to connect your neck to your chest and the lower back then by doing that. You did it this time. Clear? Let me see, where are you? And then beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's good. It's good. Ellen, it's wonderful, much better. Ellen, the only complexity now when you're folding into going into infinity with your arms, every single moment is a little bit of rotation in the lower arm that assists you to get to infinity. So there is not a moment that you open the arms, but the lower arm is part of the whole rotation going to infinity. Right there, from there, beautiful. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. It's good. It's good. It's almost there. It's not synchronized completely with the last part of the motion, but you're understanding the exactly, Carolina. Yeah, right there, right there. Now,
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Dale. Yeah.
So when you're going to, so you're not passing through heaven first?
No, you're not passing through. That was a fantastic question. Fantastic.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no, you can't pass through heaven. It's that if you look at from the diagonal, and the moment that you open the infinity scale, you see where I am. I'm in here. I'm not in heaven. Heaven will be right there. So if the arm will be going to heaven, will go here, and the other movement has a completely different form, because this form gets you to infinity. So it's diagonals. You connect to the diagonals because it is the diagonals of your body. Yes, wonderful. Let me see. Ellen, let me see it one more time. Going to infinity from there. Let me see where are you at it? Yeah, right there. Okay, right there. Fantastic. You're doing good. The only thing is, it seems like you're going to heaven from there. So when you connect it and you get into this point, Ellen, when you get to this point is a rotation to get you to where you're going. So the arm doesn't stay in one plane. It rotates to take you to where you're going. Exactly. It connects all the muscles of your arms. Beautiful. That's it. Wonderful, Canela. And then descending through it. Right, exactly. Expansion, and you got it there. Wonderful. Wonderful. Fantastic, 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 fantastic. Let me see where you are. Beautiful. Fantastic. Very, very, very good. Fantastic. Let me see. Darlene, Nancy, I wonder if you can just very, very gently just show me going from foundation to get to infinity. I just wanted to see how your shoulders are going. Yeah, right there. Go, go, go. It's good. It's good. All right, Nancy, it's wonderful. I would like to change it just a little bit. When you get to the delicate heart and you start, in the moment that you start infinity's gate, there is a tendency that you would like to open in this way to go infinity's gate. And I want you to think about that you're going diagonals like a rocket into the diagonals. So the center of your spine will engage more, like a rocket diagonal, exactly, even more. Yeah, more diagonal and less sideways. Yeah. Right there, right there, right there, right there. Okay, fantastic, much better, much better. Darlene, see if you can just see me what I'm telling you. You're doing great. But now what I need you to do that when you start the delicate heart, look what I'm going to do with my fingers. You see, my finger is going to go up and 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 up, and it's going to go in that direction. It's not that it's going to open in this way. It's going to be like a cylinder opening in that way, like in a spiral open that way, not the arms like going to heaven. It's different. It will be, from here will be like, you see, will be like going to heaven. From here will be like a cylinder going to infinity. So I don't know if the cylinder is the right word. That's it. Fantastic. Better. Yes. So I don't know if it's the right word that I'm using, but that's the connection.
It feels like a spiral. A spiral.
Exactly. The center of a spiral. The center of a spiral taking you out into the diagonals. Diagonal, diagonals, diagonal, diagonal. Yes. Even a little bit more forward in the diagonal, Nancy. A little tiny bit more forward in the diagonal, so the back of the spine have to open. Beautiful, right there. Now continue diagonal forward, diagonal forward, diagonal forward. Yes, right there. Fantastic. So the center, the back of the spine has no possibility other than go out. So it's not around going to heaven, it's out going into the infinity of the movement, the extension of the whole diagonals inside of you. Okay, we are good. Wonderful. Ellen, you going for it? Yeah, let me see where you are. Yes. Yes. It's fantastic. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Let me see if I can. You can see my hand.
It's okay.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I'll get it.
Oh, you are. Nancy, you're doing it. It's just need a little bit of practice to be able to know the angle in which you're going. Yeah.
Oh, just show me.
One more time. Do it one more time. Yeah. Beautiful.
Now, right here, right here, right here, right here.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Right there is good. Now, go higher in your arms a little bit as you do in the right here, right here, right here. Go higher with your arms toward the ceiling at the same time you're going to the diagonals. So go higher with the arm, go higher with the arm, higher with the arm, higher with the arm. Exactly, right there. Descend in from there. And do it one more time to see how it feels for you. Right there. Beautiful. Foundation, and now I'm going.
Okay.
It's good. You're getting there. It's fantastic. I mean, it's fantastic. The tendency right now, Nancy, the tendency right now that I'm asking to go diagonal is that you want to open from the front diagonal, and I want you to open through the diagonals to the front, to the diagonals. Exactly, like that, diagonal, like this plane. Yes, exactly, that plane, fantastic, and descend from there.
I have to feel that better than I do. Yeah.
You feel it. I know you're feeling it now, especially in the last one. You did it. You feel it in the back of the spine? Is the place in the neck, or where is the place that you get in the
Feeling
lower?
it in the spine, in the back of the spine.
Okay, wonderful. Whenever you get to feel it in the back of the spine, from wherever you start feeling, see if you can transport yourself to the abdominals. So the abdominals can begin to support you from inside as you're going out. Beautiful. Got it? Got it? Okay, now start the abdominals, start the abdominals, start the abdominals. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You got it. That will be the opening. Can you feel the difference a little bit, darling?
I do.
Oh, okay, okay. Remember that if you start feeling the lower back, you have to go into the abdominals, yeah, to connect the abdominals, because you want it from that place to start the motion. Let's do it to each other one more time together, okay? Let's do it 3 times together. Going to infinity. You can do it standing if you would like to. You can do it seated as you're doing. Be comfortable. Well, you don't have to be seated. You can just do it any place that you feel comfortable. Okay? Wonderful. Lovely. We do it the same way. The first one is start from 0 point, the second complete and crown, and then we do the motion again, complete and crown, and we do the third time, and we end it. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Gather in the wave. 2, 3, and 4. Ascending through center. 1, 2. Infinity scale. Connected. Infinity. 3, and 4. Expansion. 1, 2, 3. Ground. Earth. Inflowing wave. Balance. 3, and 4. Outflowing wave. 2, 3, and crown. Gathering sphere, inflowing wave, 3 and 4, ascending through centers, infinity scale, the diagonals and the connection through it. 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, going to crown. 2, 3. Last time, okay? Gathering earth, inflowing wave, suspended, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, going to crown, to complete it in crown very gently, 3 and 4. And now I would like to go to foundation and go to touching balance. If you're in the chair, very gently, be careful. If you're standing, we're going 1, bending the knees very gently, 3, 4. I'm going to touch the floor, 1 and 2. The spiral being 3 and 4. And now through the center, I can go all the way up again, all the way there. Continue all the way to expansion. Beautiful, descending. That's much better, Lois. Going a speed of earth, inflowing wave, foundation. I'm going to touching balance again. We're going 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1. And very gently. I'm sorry, the count is not good. This is 2, 3, going up 4, inflowing wave, 2, 3 now. And all the way to infinity, getting to expansion, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, inflowing wave very gently to take you to condition, and let's complete and crown very gently. Let's complete the motion and crown very gently. I'm sorry. I think you're doing good. I'm doing good. I needed to clarify for you a little bit touching balance, a little bit, since we are here. Now we're doing together touching balance. When you're ascending and bringing the energy with you, and you start moving forward into the arm, begin to be aware that the angle in which your arms are moving are supporting and releasing the spine as you descending to touch the floor. So the angle in which your arms are moving determines that you. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see. I don't know. Can you see me from there a little bit? I don't know if you can see me. Can you see me, Carolina? Can you see me from there?
Yes.
Okay, so look, I don't have a lot of space. I have to go back a little. Let's say,
That's
Well,
your
you
kids-
can go all the way back in the other chair and then we'll
Yeah.
see.
Floor.
Yeah.
let me
Yay.
see. Diagonal. So I'm going to go touching balance, okay? So just see what I'm doing. I'm going raising the energy, I get into the delicate heart, right? Raising, and by the time I'm raising the energy, when you're touching balance, only for this movement, when you touch balance, you start going forward, right? And the moment that you start going from the pelvis, you start going forward, right there. You see I'm start going forward in it. And then look what's going to happen. After the first moment that I go forward, look what happened with my arms. You see my arms are getting to the solar plexus, it's getting to the center of the chest, it's getting to the throat, it's getting to the crown, the head is getting to the crown, I'm touching the floor, and I'm coming back again from the floor up. So I want you to notice that the angle in which your arms are moving as you moving the spine forward to touch the floor are determining that the vertebrae don't get compressed, that the vertebrae become suspended inside of each individual vertebra as you touch the floor. You're doing good right now, but I am not sure that if you are sensing that the angle of the arm is determining the vertebra that you're moving through the spine. You know what I mean? Shall we do it together a few times? We can do it from seated. Let me see where you are. You're going to do it seated. You can do it seated or standing. But I want you to. Do you understand what I mean by the angle in which your arms are moving and determine the vertebrae as they become suspended as you're going down to touch the floor? Yeah. So then, let me see, Mary Pat. When are you going from foundation? I wanted to see just one to see where you're touching the floor. Can you see Mary Pat from there? Everybody except and okay. So then you go foundation whenever you want to. Can I see it? We'll do it together. Okay.
Do you want to be able, do you want to be able to see all the way down to my
I would like
feet?
to see the angle in which your arms are moving as you're touching balance.
Okay, let me see if I can adjust the screen so you can see it better.
Okay.
Christian, are you taking 4 counts to get to touch the ground? 4 counts?
6 counts.
6 counts. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 6 counts to get there. But let me see. Mary Pat, are you doing it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Doing it from foundation. I just want to see where you are when you're touching balance. As you go into touch balance. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. You're good. And then come back from there. 1. This has got 3 and 4. Wonderful. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you go into infinity, right there. Okay. You went to heaven a little bit, but instead of infinity in the last moment, but it's good. Let me see. Okay, shall we do it together? Do you have any questions about it? What I'm asking you to do? You are understanding that the angle in which your arms are moving are supporting and extending the vertebrae one by one as you get to touch the floor. So it's not that you're going to bend the spine and touch the floor with your arms. It's that the angle in which your arms are moving from foundation is going to allow each of the vertebrae to release as you touch the floor. So on count 2, you're ready to come back. And then from the pelvic floor, you start again going to the mandala. So we're going to do it together. Yeah, beautiful. Wonderful. Where are you? Okay. One more time, Ellen, since you're there, just go and touch the floor very gently. And go 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Okay, Come back, wonderful, fantastic, 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 fantastic. Go for it. Go, 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 go. Yes, absolutely, wonderful, wonderful, fantastic, fantastic. Let me see. Get to be close to where you are here. I wonder if I can show you what's happening there. I'm moving, and you see my elbows. You see the way my arms, my elbows and arms are connected as I'm going forward. It's not that I'm going to bring my arms forward. It's that the angle in which my arms are moving are releasing the vertebrae all the way till I get to the floor in order for me to come back and touch the floor. So exactly. So that's good. That is good. It's good. You're doing good. You're going good. Yes. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. I think that what happened is that you're thinking that you're bringing your arms to the floor. That you're going to touch your arm with your hands. You're going to touch the floor. You don't know that each frame, you're entering a space and entering the connection that is going to release the spine as you're moving forward. It's not that you're going to extend the arm. It's that you enter the wave, the spiral, to bring exactly right there. Wonderful. The spiral. Yes. Much better. Yes. Much better. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very good. Did you feel it a little bit, the spiral?
Yeah.
Going through? Okay. Beautiful. Now, the most important thing that I need you, we're going to do it together, we're going to do it 3 times, is that somehow you're thinking now that you have to bring your arms up because you're going down. No, you're going to enter the angle that corresponds to the vertebrae. Don't think that you have to bring the arms up to go down. Begin to intuitively to recognize exactly. You did it when you went up. Fantastic. So shall we do it together? Yeah. Beautiful. It's okay. Let's do it. Let's do it expand. I'm going to do it standing. You can do it in the chair if you want to, but I'm going to do it standing, and we do it 3 times. Okay. We're going to go inflowing wave, and then we're going to go descending to touch the floor. At count 2, arrive to the floor 3 and 4, and then the whole outer mandala to infinity, which is the infinity's gate, moving the mandala to arrive to inflowing wave, encircling the wave, foundation, again touching the floor, touching balance. 5. Can't see my feet, that's okay. 5, 6, 7. I'm going to gather the wave. 1, 2, 3, foundation. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Inflowing weight very gently, and just dissolve very gently into 0 form. Just dissolve the movement into 0 form. How was it? Do you have any questions about it? I think you're doing great, but I think that sometimes you're thinking that you have to go too high with the arms, or you're thinking that you're moving the spine and then your arms are supporting you. You're getting to the point right now that you're understanding that the angle that your arms are entering is this exactly the same as the vertebra as it releases forward into touching the floor. So you are entering the plane that corresponds to the space that you're touching the floor. Let me see where you are, very softly. Okay, just go into your own practice. That's good. Wonderful, that's good. Let me see. Yeah. Fantastic, fantastic, wonderful, wonderful. Any questions? Are we okay? Are you all right? Much better, Nancy. They're going to infinity. Can you see me, Elaine? Can you see me from where you are? Can you see me, Elaine? I don't know if you can hear me. No?
She can see you, yeah.
Can you hear me?
She can see you, yeah.
Okay, Elaine, what happened right now, that you're thinking about going this high with your arms when you're going down. You see, you're thinking about going this high with your arm when you're going down. And I want you to think that you already start moving in the, you need to go already moving in the direction that you're going. So, so exactly, and the wave of your arm is going to support the spine. Exactly. So exactly. Yes, how is that? Beautiful. Can you feel the difference? Can you feel the difference?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Got it. So, where are you when you're going down to touch balance now? Let me see. If anybody would like to just show me, I'll get to see you in your practice. Ellen, how do you go? You're going to touch from there directly? Beautiful. Right there. Beautiful. Fantastic. Beautiful. And now you're really exactly fantastic. You're doing great. Fantastic. Let me see, where are we? Yeah, right there. Wonderful. And let me see, Carolina, when you complete one more time, do it one more time to see how you do it. Very gently. Right there. Right there. Yes. Wonderful. Fantastic. Beautiful. Wonderful. Beautiful. Wonderful. That beautiful, fantastic, good. You have to be careful, Carolina, that you get to earth before you start, because you wanted to go higher with your arms before you start. You want to start the inflowing wave too high. You have to start the inflowing wave in earth, because then the inflowing wave start happening in your heart and in your chest. Otherwise, you just bring in the arms forward. So you have to engage. Exactly, you did it. Yeah, Beverly, yes. Right there. Wonderful, fantastic. Beautiful. Beverly, beautiful. Are you okay? Your lower back doesn't hurt, no? Doesn't hurt? The lower back doesn't hurt? She cannot hear me, but that's what. You are not hurting in the lower back, right?
Actually, I fell down the steps today, so this
that's
is
all right.
wonderful because my arms were hurting and my back was hurting and everything was hurting, so it's getting better.
Okay. Darling, when you start unfolding to go up, when you start unfolding to infinity's gate, remember that when you pass the delicate heart, the three centers above, the throat, the head, and the crown are going to engage to take you up. Because what happens if you want to go to infinity's gate, that you're leaving behind the three centers, the throat, the head, and the crown are not engaging what it take you up. So you have to engage those centers when you're going up from it. That's it. Yes. Fantastic. Better. I think that you're engaging the centers a little bit more from above right now, Elaine, right? You're engaging the centers. I think that you're doing very good, Canela, too. You're getting opening the shoulders right now and opening the chest. But let me see something that I need to tell you. I don't know what it is that I need to tell you, that I saw that it was very important. Then when you ascending to go to infinity's gate, it's a different place than heaven. but it's a different place than central crown is in here. You see the spine is in the extension of the whole spine, central crown. Heaven is an arc. Infinity is a different relationship of the spine extending you out into space. So there are 3 different places of extension, and the 3 are differently. Heaven will be like, show me what it will be heaven. Heaven will be, okay, show me with central crown. What it will be central crown in relation to the throat, head, and crown. Wonderful. And when it will be infinity. Infinity will be where? Better. It's the only thing that is different. I need to bring the chair because I want you to see what that is. When you get to infinity, the throat, I don't know if you can, the throat, the head, and the crown are going into this direction. They are not going back. They are going into the direction of, it's almost the direction of central crown, but it's a different direction. It's a little bit higher, but definitely into a forward direction. Right there, it's that's it, in a forward direction. Exactly, right there. Perfect. Heaven goes around back, and central ground goes, there are 3 different places. Beautiful, much better. Yeah, clear a little bit? Wonderful. Got it. Wonderful. Central crown is the centralization of your head and the crown, and it's sort of a neutral place because it is extended inside of the whole spine, but it's not as extended as infinity, central crown. It's not as extended as infinity, and it's not as extended as heaven. Heaven is the maximum extension. Infinity is a different kind of extension. There is also a maximum, and then central crown is also an extension, but it's not as maximum as it is infinity, as it is in heaven. So it's good for you to understand the measurement of those 3 places, because it's a different way that you relate to the spine. Right there, you got it. Okay, fantastic. Yes, wonderful. Question?
I don't know if this is a good time to ask it though.
Yeah, go ask it. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Well, it's because I would love to hear you say what is going on when you go from central crown to, in Fountain of Life, when you come down to here.
Oh, when you come to moving heart, you mean? To moving heart, right? Central crown.
Yeah.
Central crown. Okay. When you are in central crown, the centralization of your head and the crown, and the head and the crown, allows you to begin the motion, the spiral motion that encircles the diamond to bring you all the way around into the heart. So it's the encircle of the diamond that connects it to the head. So then, let me see, right there. It is complex because what you're noticing right now is that you don't want to bring the arms and then the head follow. You want begin to understand that the placement of your head is in concordance with the diamond, with the spiral of your arms going into moving heart. So it is right there. Wonderful. And it's much smaller than what you think it is. You thinking about that it's going to go this big. You see when you get to here, and it's actually is right here. It's a diamond. It's like a scooping diamond inside of your heart. A scooping diamond inside of your heart, encircling the heart. Yeah, right there. Wonderful. And then right there. You did it. You're doing it. Fantastic. What you're learning is that when you start the diamond, you see, the diamond is a spiral inside of your arms as well as in a spiral with both arms. It's in a spiral existing with both arms, right? One arm and the other arm is a spiral, but then the spiral is happening also inside of your arm, coming inside. It's an inflowing way inside of your own arm. Exactly, right there. And now it's taking you out into exactly. And when it take you out, when it's take you out, Elaine, then you got to extend it a little bit. So it's not like in here. You got to extend it, and the extension will take you back to self. So the spiral will, yes. Better, better, better. Right there. Perfect, perfect. Right there, wonderful. The spiral, show me the spiral, Mary Pat, from central crown. Yeah, the spiral, the central crown. Going 3 and 2, excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Better, better. You get the last part of the spiral, it gets lost by the elbow wanting to go down instead of going around yourself. The last part of the spiral right here, the elbow wants to go down instead of going inside of you to get you to the heart in order to take you around. So let me see where you are. Yeah. Wonderful. Right there. Okay. Okay. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. Wonderful. Better, much better, much better. Carolina, show me the spiral when you go to central crown. I just want to see the connection of your arms and shoulders when you get to it. Right there, and now the spiral. Yeah, beautiful. The spiral is perfect. It's good, it's good. Carolina, all of us have a little bit complexity when you get to the last part of the spiral right here. When you get to the last part of the spiral, the arm wants to go down to get here instead of continuously with the circle of the spiral to get you into the heart. So continue the whole circle of the spiral. When you start the whole circle of the spiral, yes. Let me see it, Mary Pat, one more time. I'm sorry. Let me see it from central crown. Take all the time in the world. Take all the time in the world. Central crown, the spiral, 1 and 2, 3. Good. Yeah, much better. Can you tell the difference a little bit? That the arm, it goes inside of the arm, the spiral. It doesn't go down into the elbow. And Carolina, the last part wants to go a little bit down instead of going inside of the spiral. When you complete the spiral right there to get you into the heart. So, yeah, when you start the spiral, wonderful, and now going into it. Now you're going to continue the spiral of the arm until you get to the right there. Exactly. So the completion of the spiral is the beginning of going out. Yeah? Do you know what I mean, darling? You got it. You got it. So because what happened in the last part, what happened from here, it wants to go in this way, you see, this way, instead of around you to take you out again from it. Beautiful. Right there. Wonderful. Yes. Wonderful. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Ellen, it's good. Ellen, there is a moment in the spiral that almost you want to keep it here, the diamond, and it doesn't exist, the diamond. Just let the elbows keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, and they will take you around. Let the elbow, once the spiral begins, let the elbow continue, 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 continue. Yeah. So the elbow can go much more down than what you think it is, Ellen. Much more down when you start the spiral. Continue, 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 continue. Right there. Wonderful. Now it's a little bit too fast, but that's the direction that you want to. Because it's a tendency that when you start the spiral, you want to keep the elbow that high, you see? And no, you have to allow the elbow to keep moving around you to get you to the heart before it can take you all the way out. Exactly, exactly, right there, right there, exactly. And now how you getting that from there? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So it's pretty much the same movement. I mean, when you're coming up, your elbows are in that same movement.
Exactly.
Going back up in that movement.
It completes the whole spiral.
Yeah.
Completes the whole spiral.
Okay.
And wonderful. And then what happens is that once, Canela, once you are in the heart, you're connecting the heart, when you're taking the arm out again into central crown, you take it from the pelvic floor. You see, from the pelvic floor, and then the solar plexus, the chest, the throat, the head, and the crown to complete the motion. So it's not that your arms are going to go up from the heart, it's that it's going to initiate from the pelvic floor. The movement initiates you to take you out, all the way out into the motion, into the last part of the fountain. Exactly. And now from then, beautiful. You take you out into central crown. Yes, yes. Wonderful. Camila, it's wonderful. But now, listen, from the heart, you're thinking that you're going to go out with the arms in this direction to go to central crown. From the heart, you are ascending through the centers again to take you to central crown. So ascend from the center to central crown before you complete the fountain. Yeah, right there, right there, right there. Wonderful. Complete the spiral. Continue the spiral, continue the spiral, continue the spiral. Yes, perfect. Right there, Elaine. It's almost like you want to do 2 spirals now to continue the spiral, but just follow the one spiral that is going to take you to the heart. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, wonderful. What you wanted when you complete the spiral, what you don't want that the spiral is stopping in the shoulders. You see, the spiral is inside of your heart. It's inside. It's not in the shoulder. It's inside of your heart to take you out. So you start the spiral, right? And you continue the spiral all the way, and you complete the spiral, and then it will take you into the other spiral that you're going out. Exactly, exactly, right there, right there, right there. Fantastic, 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 fantastic. The spiral, continue the spiral, continue the spiral, continue. Even if you want to create 2 spirals, do 2 for now until you become that the elbows are moving with you. So the elbows doesn't want to stay in a place in a space. Suspend it by itself. Move through the arms. Beautiful. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Wonderful, wonderful. Remember that the one thing that you have to become clear now, that when you get to moving hard and you complete the spiral, the elbows are around the heart, almost from the back. It's not that you are here with your elbow, it's that you're around the center of your heart to take you out again into the outer, that's it. That's it. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Wonderful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Very good, very good. You get it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Nancy, you're opening the back of the center of the spine now. You're opening all that area at the back.
Oh,
Can
it
you feel
is.
it?
That's true. Yes.
Are you feeling it a little bit that
Yes,
it's
I
opening
am.
from the back? Because you are doing it right now.
It's
But that's
better.
what I'm asking. Beautiful.
Yes.
Now, when you open the movement, to central crown, look, extend in the motion, extend, 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 extend until you come back to self. Exactly. So allow a natural extent, not an extension that push the shoulders outside of the heart, but it's an extension of the arms that then become bended to bring you to self. Exactly, exactly. So exactly. And then what you're learning now, that when you start opening, I'm start opening the motion, right? From central crown, and I'm gonna do the extension, right? What you're learning is that as I'm extending the arm, you see my face is starting to come. This is the cheeks of my face, and that's the throat, and that's the shoulder, and that's the solar plexus, and that's the self. So the angle in which your arms are moving, descending here, is the angles in which all the center of gravity in your face and everything is engaged to the movement. So it's not that you are stationary and your arms extended, it's that every single angle is being connected inside of the head, the neck, the shoulders, inside of you. Exactly. So you are connecting inside of the centers of you. Better, absolutely better. Yes. Can you feel it? Can you feel it now a little bit, Elaine, what I'm talking about? Yeah, it is clear, because there is a tendency that when you want to open, is that you want to open your arms and then your head stays here, and your neck and your throat stay here. No, it's that when you open through, and then these angles in which your arms are going to be moving, corresponding to a change in your head in every place in you from above. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's very important, because I have the feeling that the tendency is that you're going to bring your arms extended and you're going to bring your arms down, right? That you're extending and you're bringing your arms down. But it's not. It's that you're extending and you're matching the free centers above as the arms complete the motion. So the centers are moving, connecting through the angles that correspond in a space and the angles that correspond to your arms. Yeah? Do you understand? I know you understand, Canela, you understand what I mean a little bit conceptually? Fantastic. It's an angle that you're matching in a space. It's not that you're moving your arms down or up or whatever. It's that you're going through the centers, matching the corresponding angle. Beautiful. Now, corresponding angle, corresponding angle, corresponding angle, corresponding angle, self. And then, yes. And then when you complete that movement, when you complete and get a self, remember that you're going to extend. Once you connect to self, you are extending inside of your arms as you connect into the crown to arrive to 0 point. Yeah, wonderful. Let me see what it is that you're learning today, because it's something very specific. You're learning that the angle in which your arms are moving in space are continuously matched by the centers above and the centers below, of course, but the centers above matching the angles in which you're moving. So it's not that you're moving your arms up or down, it's that the angles of the 7 centers of you are connecting to the angles in which your arms are moving. Yeah? It's a concept right now, but you're understanding, you're integrating that concept. So when you touch in balance, it's the same thing that I'm asking you. When you touch in balance and you start the movement, what is the angle that the vertebrae have to start moving down correspond to the spiral that your arms are matching in space? So it's not that your arms are going to go up and you're going to touch the floor. It's that you're connecting to the angles that correspond to your arms and to your spine. And then when you come up, the spiral of the arms is the spiral of the arm, of the spine. And then the spiral of the arm that will take you to infinity is the connection of the centers. And then the centers for above maintain the spiral as you go into expansion, and then the spiral continue until you go. It's all inside of a spiral that comes into being by you learning to match the centers with the movements of your arms. Match the centers with the angles in which your arms are moving. You're matching the centers with the angles in which your arms are moving. Yeah, wonderful. Exactly.
I'm starting to think of it as instead of just your arm, your energy field that is off the body is also through the body. And so as you move, if you feel it as your energy extended, then you'll be in the right space.
Beautiful. But for her, it will be the energy extended, right? That's a good word, the energy extended. So the energy doesn't shrink, but you're matching the angle. Any way that you could say it differently, Mary Pat, or any way that what I'm saying, the angle in which your arms are moving are matching the moving centers. I don't know if she has the sound. Mary Pat?
I had to unmute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it. I mean, it's the field of gravity moving, you're moving with the field of gravity. And so everything is going together all at the same time. All the angles of the pathways that you're touching in space are matching the angles as they're changing through your whole spine.
Yes. Okay. So then,
And so that matching the way the energy is moving, the angles of the energy at the
So
same time.
so the question is,
Sonia, finish the
energy-
balls.
Go
Finish
ahead,
eating the
Carolina.
balls of meat. Finish the balls. No, that's all for you.
Can you mute whoever is saying that? Can you mute yourself? Sorry.
Okay. Yes.
so the question is,
Adrian,
if,
mute. You need to-
if the energy is fluent, are we thinking of the energy center as the center of our center,
Yes.
or
the
the
center.
center of each, like the center of the hand, or the center of the arm, or the center of this? You know, the energy is fluent and extended and ongoing and infinite. But
Yes.
when I'm thinking, when you say go in and match the centers, are we talking the center of the arm to the center of the body?
The balls at the same time, the center of your arms, the center of the three things, the center of your arms, the center of your body, and the matching angle that correspond to the union of both. The center of your arms, the centers of the body, and the matching angles that correspond to the union of the both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you need because it's not just the center of the arms and the center, it is, but the matching angle. Let's say, for example, if I'm going to move into touching balance, right? If I'm going to touching balance, and I know that there will be a moment in which my vertebrae is going to go around to start connecting me to get to touching balance, right?
Mhm.
It's going to go around. Now, what angle, if I said I'm going to match the center of the thoracic vertebra when I'm touching down before I continue going down to touch balance? So what I'm saying, I'm going to touch the center of thoracic vertebra which is the midway or 1/3 of the way before I continue touching balance, right? So look, what is the angle? That will be the center of the spine going forward. You see, this is the angle of the arm that correspond to that release as I'm going down. So if I'm going down, that will be the center of the heart going down. I can't put my arms up there. You see, I'm stopping myself. I can't put the arms down here because I can't go up. So what is the angle of the arm that correspond to the moving vertebra? So when I get to the floor, I'm totally connected in order to come back. So you matching the angle in which you're moving, which will be the fountain of life, of course. You matching the angle by knowing that you're moving the centers through the center connections of your arms. So once you understand, if I want to go down and I want to open the heart, all that I have to do is just to connect to the angles of the heart, if that's what I want to do. But if I want to move through the center, I have to go through the center. Okay, that's the center of the heart. That's the angle of the neck and the throat and the head and the crown. And here I am at the pelvic floor and the crown, right? In that moment, ready to come back because I'm matching the angle in which the spines are moving as I am moving.
I used to think incorrectly that I would move my head as we went along, you know, but I didn't think of the entire angle.
Yes, the entire angle.
It's the entire, not just your head bopping, it's your entire angle.
Exactly. And the entire angle
Has to match.
And if you're going to the, let's say I'm going to the angle of the solar plexus when I'm extending, right? And I
Okay.
start in the pelvic floor, right? And then I start going down, that will be the solar plexus, right? That will be the pelvic floor, the solar plexus, you see? Now, when I start moving down, that my arms right here will be a little bit beyond the solar plexus right here. And now, the angle that corresponds to my chest and my shoulders, it will be right here. And then the angle that corresponds to my throat and head will be right there. And then the angle that approximates to the center of the head will be right here. And then the crown will be the moment that I touch the throat. So all those places are angles that my arms are connecting in order to allow the vertebra not to move like a wall, inside of a wall, but it moves inside of a slinky, spiral relationship of vertebrae. You're moving inside of a relationship of vertebrae instead of moving.
Christy,
Yeah,
we're learning how to move our body as one whole thing.
Yeah.
exactly.
We've never done that before.
Oh, well,
So as we awaken these different parts of our body, and as these places that we're still holding disappear, it's going to be more and more obvious
Exactly.
that we move in this way, because it's the very most natural way to move.
But
But
everything
it
moves together.
involves the whole body all the time.
Everything moves together and moves together.
Unity in motion, it's
Yeah.
called.
Exactly. But also what you
those
discover
diagonals are so important.
is, let's say if I am in infinity, right? In infinity, right? And I'm going to connect to the center. I'm going to move crown first, right? So the moment the center of the head will correspond to this angle. If this will be infinity, the head will correspond to this angle. And now I can move in forward. The center of the throat corresponds to that angle. And just below the throat correspond to this angle. And now the center of the chest corresponds to this angle. And now when I go down, I can go down or up. The center of the throat corresponds to this angle. The solar plexus corresponds to this angle. The pelvic floor corresponds to this angle. Above and below, the three above and below are changing angles that allow them that the outer mandala to be the same as the opening of the inner centers, and the inner centers to be the same as the outer mandala. So I'm matching the angle that correspond to the centers of myself as I'm moving. And that's what produces the expansion inside of myself. So then I am never grabbing, I am just always utilizing the angle in space to support me. The angle is what supports you. So if I wanted, as I said before, if I want to support my heart in the moment of touching balance, you see, and I know what it is, it's right here. That will be the moment of touching my heart. It will not be here for sure. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Can you tell that it's here?
Yes.
It definitely will not be here, right? It's here. Now, if I want to go just at the center of my chest, what will be the angle? Right here. It will be the angle of, you see my arms went from here to here. That will be the angle. Now, if I want to continue around to touching the floor, I got to get to the floor. And I'm doing a slow motion, and it's almost difficult to do it because this is a flow. It's not something, but I'm trying to show you that the angle of the arm, the throat, correspond here. The angle of my cheeks, my face, correspond to this angle right here. And then right here correspond to this area of the head, and that angle corresponds to the crown, right there, which is all the whole circle of my spine, right? Inside of a circle, and that is the circle that brings me back. So when my mind began to understand, oh, the angle in which I'm moving is what is supporting me. I am not supporting myself. Yeah, it's the angle that keeps supporting me. So then I learned to use the angle to support me in expandment instead of me thinking that I have to expand. Because if I think that I have to expand, I'm going to contract. Because my mind, when you think expansion, grabs, right? But the angle doesn't let me contract. It just let me keep moving at the fluidity. So you're using the form, the outer form, the outer form, the wave in the outer form to assist you to keep expanding you, so you never have to contract in the motion. You just adjust and allow the gravity expansion, the principle of the 3 dimension to support you. Because that was, it was meant. It was meant to support you. Yeah?
Beautifully said.
Yeah, we stop. Yeah?
Beautifully said.
Yeah, do you think so? Okay.
Yeah.
So well, think about it, because if, your mind is going to get, when you contemplate it, it's going to teach you, because the mind knows that more than you do. Because I'm accustomed to move things. but the mind is moving all things. So it will help me because it wants to help me. Yeah, wonderful.
I'm
So,
thinking that our DNA is also changing as we move and we awaken to this thought. It's
yeah,
going to be our DNA.
exactly. It's going to be it's going to take the memories of the way that you used to move, because the way that you used to move is the memory of the DNA. It's not you. You know, it's the story of my genetics that carry the memory of how gravity is, expansion is, and blah, 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 blah. All that disappeared, okay? So wonderful. So today, I want you to think about, let me see, while we're working in the spiral, we're working in touching balance, we're working in infinity, the infinity's gate, we're working in I want you to notice, and this is gonna be a practice for you, that ascending through centers to go to central ground is different. The path is different than infinity's gate and going to infinity. And it's different that they unfold into heaven, when you unfold into heaven from the center. So what are those three paths in the entire relationship of your arms? Because they are not the same path. So if you can begin to find out what's the difference between the path going to central crown and the entire arms, right? There's different going to heaven and the entire arm. There's different to going to infinity and the entire arm. You get to find out all the modalities in which your spines can move. Exactly, because the arms move through the spine, the vertebra. Yeah. So just spend a few sometime that will be a little bit of homework. Yeah. The angle in which you're moving in space is what's supporting you. Yeah, the coronal plane. I love it. It's time, and I'm sorry that I went a little bit too far away, too much, but you're doing great. I'm hoping maybe soon I'm going to be able to have the living room there, and we be able to go and work in the legs and a little bit more in the space, and then we can work on the floor, because it would be nice to start working a little bit in the floor. Yeah, wonderful. Remember, Alois, that you're learning how to change the center of gravity when you're moving from central ground to the vertical extension. The vertical extension is expansion, yeah, right here. And then when you start descending, mandala crown is a little bit of inner arc, just a little bit of inner arc. It's not the same as crown, right? Crown is the vertical extension, yeah? Mandala crown is a circle inside of you. It's already the form of the inner arc. So you're ready to come into earth. So just understand those little things about it. And you discovered that today. Nancy, that's fantastic. I think that what you're learning, Nancy, it's finding the balance between going forward up and going sideways up. So there is a tendency for you before that you went sideways in order to go forward. You went sideways to go forward. And now you're making both the spiral sideways and diagonal to open you. Exactly, right there, fantastic. That's the new path that is going to change the relationship of your throat, your head, and the crown, because it's going to engage it more for all of it, yeah? Beautiful, beautiful. And Elaine, what you're also learning right now, all the subtleties of your arms and the angles in which you're moving and going with yourself, and then that the center of the movement is in the center of the space in which your spine is changing. The center of the movement is the center of the space in which the spine is changing. So the spine is not doing all those things. They are just adjusting inside of the space. That's what you're learning into it. Yeah, beautiful. Fantastic. Carolina, everything is wonderful. Remember the encircling of the whole spiral around. Fantastic. Ellen, you're doing fantastic too. Everything is great. Remember that you can extend and then the elbows can continue moving, because you think that the elbow has to be in one place and you can move up. No, the elbows always continue. But what happens is that if you continue moving too low, then you can lose the movement. But if you continue, if you just try to keep it in place, then it start holding you back. So you have to move.
Stay in the spiral of the arms.
The entire spiral, always inside of the spiral of the arm. Wonderful. All right. So I love you. That's absolutely fantastic. I'll see you in 3 weeks. Write me a note asking questions. All the questions are fantastic. All the questions that you're asking, I encourage you. Okay. I love you. Have fun.
Thank you, Christy.
Enjoy. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so much. Ciao, ciao.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I'm going to, how do we get out of here and leave? All
So you
right.
end the
Have a
meeting.